When DC Comics hired Gretchen Felker-Martin, a man in a dress, to write their Red Hood series, it's quite easy to see that DC Comics is insane because they knew this person. They knew the kind of hateful, disgusting, despicable things this person posts online, the kind of behavior this person has. And as a result, it was somebody who went online and made a post stating that, Osama bin Laden blowing up the World Trade Center was the most defensible thing he ever did. DC knew this and they still wanted this person who made a book about Dykes murdering J.K. Rowling, who went online and talked about how the slit J.K. Rowling's throat and some other people. All of this DC knew. So they were not in the dark. They weren't like, oh, we didn't notice. They knew exactly who they were hiring. And then came the horrific assassination of Charlie Kirk. And this lunatic decided to jump online and put up things saying, rest in peace, you Nazi, and so what kind of thing. I'm talking about, I hope the bullet's okay after touching Charlie Kirk. You're an unhinged, psychotic lunatic. And DC was perfect having to hire this person. But only when you see it happened and there was some backlash, then not even DC, Warner Brothers executive had to step in. They put out one issue of the Red Hood book that this lunatic, worked on, and then cancel the whole damn thing and we're done with it. Well, now, courtesy of Fandom Pulse, we found out the depraved, disturbed, unhinged ending to that cancelled Red Hood series. And keep in mind again, DC Comics knew what this book was going to be about, authorized it, and were perfectly happy to print it and put it out there, but only stopped because of what happened. That was it. DC was perfectly okay to do it. So like I said before, I say again, DC, I am not in any way, shape, or form absolving DC from anything. They knew what they were doing. Let's dive into this here. Fired DC Comics writer reveals depraved ending to his cancelled Red Hood series. Yep. The author of DC Comics' now cancelled Red Hood series, a man who pretends to be a woman and uses the name Gretchen Felker-Martin, revealed a depraved ending for the series that involves Red Hood killing the President of the United States. Gee, I wonder why somebody would write that. I wonder why somebody would put that into a book. This is what happens when you cannot have these people separate their insane, disturbed craziness in their head from everything else. Now, if you set up a story about, I don't know, maybe the president has been replaced by somebody that do something like that, all that you could do, but no, there is no action for that. What there is that you want to set up something to put out something like that because why you clearly have a problem with Trump and this is what you want to do. In a series of posts to Blue Sky, because all the weirdos gone there now, Felker-Martin boasted about getting fired by DC Comics. This is what he wrote. It right here. Whatever else there is to say about DC Comics firing me, I have to say it felt deeply satisfying to tell a suit, I get it. It's important to keep the faceless mob of Nazis happy. Faceless mob of Nazis, okay. Continues on. You don't often get to tell the rich to their faces or over the phone that they're moral cowards hiding behind the vague, amoral cloak of capitalism. It rules. I think it's a little more complicated than that. No, it isn't. I have a question I've been wondering for a little while. Maybe somebody could answer it for me in the comments. How is Gretchen Felker-Martin funding his life? I mean, like, does this person work somewhere? Because all I know, this person posted a bunch of crazy shit online. How is this person surviving? They working at DC was supposed to bring in a paycheck to get some money, but no. I mean, what is this person going to end up like Joe Glass and the rest of them begging for money online? How is this person getting anything? I don't get it. I really don't. Then Felker-Martin revealed what his plans for the Red Hood series were. I remember continuing, we'll get to it here. Anyway, my outline for the series, which after the first year is not under NDA, ended with Red Hood assassinating the president on live TV. Ay, boy. The entire issue was Jason assembling a rifle while in the background an uncut far-right rally speech went on and on and on. You see what I'm talking about? You see what I'm talking about? Far-right rally speech. These people cannot stop. No other dialogue. Then 3 pages of silence as he tries to escape. Jason is cornered and puts a gun to his head, cut a black gunshot. So not only was this nut job going to have Jason Todd assassinate the president at some far-right rally speech, you understand me? It then didn't want to have Jason Todd commit suicide and kill himself right there. This, and keep in mind, this gentleman admitted he has never read any Red Hood comics, doesn't know anything about the character, has basically got some second-hand information from some friend that I'm sure probably doesn't even exist. But was given this book to write because this person checked boxes. God forbid you bring in somebody like, I don't know, Chuck Dixon, who has years of experience and could write a damn good story. But no, he doesn't have the right politics and doesn't check the right boxes, so you can't possibly hire him to do anything. No, he's been blacklisted for having common sense. Continue on. Then we cut to Batman and he'd look right at the reader and say, I think that was cool and I endorse it happening to real Nazis in reality. That's right, I know about reality. I am a comic man stuck in a comic. Why in the name of God did DC put this psycho? You know what? I know why. I know why, you know why, and this is the quality of work that they're getting out of them. So this is it. This is the crap you're getting. Felker-Martin was fired from DC Comics and the Red Hood series scrapped after he celebrated the assassination of Charlie Kirk. Yeah, all of this nonsense this person put out here, all of this crap and thing, and then DC came out and did all that. But I'm just getting back to all of this. This whole thing is ridiculous. You understand me? Basically, the premise of it is Jason Todd, Red Hood, assassinates the president on live TV. Then you go on to give some more thing about, there's an entire issue was Jason assembling a rifle while in the background an uncut far-right rally speech went on and on and on. No other dialogue. Yeah, because we know what's going on there. Then 3 pages of silence as he tries to escape. Jason is cornered and puts a gun to his head, cut a black gunshot. So, not only having Jason Todd assassinate the president at a far-right rally because you have a problem with it, then Jason Todd commits suicide and you follow up to say, you know what? Then we cut to Batman and he look right at the reader and say, I think that was cool and I endorse it happening to real Nazis in reality. That's right, I know about reality. I'm a comic man stuck in a comic. So, this person who equates Nazis to being anybody that does not support their insanity, because that is it. That is it. This person equates anybody who does not support them and any insane thing that they do as a Nazi. That's how they look at life, how they look at everything. Is putting in a DC comic that, Batman is endorsing murder and then saying, I think that was cool and I endorse it happening to real Nazis. This is who DC Comics hired to write their Red Hood people. The Red Hood comics who DC people write. And now we find out how this disturbed book was going to end. With Jason Todd assassinating the president, a bunch of right-wing rhetoric nonsense that that's what they put out there. Then Jason Todd commits suicide, followed up by Batman looking directly at the reader and saying, I think that was cool and I endorse it happening to real Nazis, who real Nazis are anybody that does not 100% agree with Gretchen Felker-Martin's insane shit. And then people know, you know what? I'm actually a comic man stuck in a comic. Yeah. This is the kind of shit they were going to put out. This is what they were giving this person to do. This is it, people. This is the idiot level over 100% with these people. This is it. Let me know your thoughts on this Packer horseman, yo. You have a different opinion. I don't know why, but I would still like to hear it. If you like the video, be sure to hit that thumbs up. Subscribe if you haven't already. Ring the notification bell to be notified every time I upload a new video. And I shall see you all next time. Take care.